Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast or Radio Show, coming to you on this Saturday, August the 29th. Hopefully this finds you staying safe and staying sweaty all at the same time. And if you are currently in Earth's oven, aka Scottsdale, Arizona in August, you are staying sweaty, just like I am right now. I was actually in San Diego, Coronado Island for a couple of days, but I'm not going to share that story. I'll have Heather pop on the podcast tomorrow. We can talk about our little adventure over to Coronado. But today we are talking about gut health by popular request from many of you. Now, I had a different podcast on the docket that was way more fun than this. Surprisingly, talking about gut health does not get me that excited. But I know how important it is to all of you all the time. Probably now so more than ever, because if we're talking gut health, we're talking immune system, because they are very closely connected. And as fate would have it, my friends over at Jaylab are giving away 150 bottles of probiotics. Is that right? 150 bottles? Yeah, that's insane. So I have 150 bottles of probiotics to give away to all of you listening. I actually just posted this on my Instagram story, so I know a lot will go there. I posted it in our private Facebook group. Those guys will pick up some, and then it is slotted to go out to our newsletter on Monday, and they will for surely be sold out sometime Monday. I'm assuming before that even, but it's the weekend, so who knows with people. However, if you are listening, and it's any time near August the 29th, or it is August the 29th, the link is on my Instagram stories right now. I'm going to post it in my Instagram bio for the next probably 48 hours or so. And you can also email me or DM me as quickly as you can. If I read it Sunday morning, I'm happy to send you guys the link. All you do is pay for the shipping and handling, which is probably like $5-6. And then they'll send you a free month's worth of probiotics. You don't have to buy the bottle or a bottle to get it. They're literally just going to do it as long as you cover the shipping costs, which is pretty badass and pretty amazing of them to understand how important gut health is, how important probiotics play a role in gut health, which is directly tied to your immune system, which is basically, how we fight off viruses and disease and all the crazy shit that tends to come our way. So pretty cool. And I know we've done a podcast already on probiotics in detail and how important they are, but I haven't done one on gut health, I don't think. It's hard for me to remember. I talk to you guys so much, then we do YouTube, we do our private groups, and then obviously the conversations I have with people in person. Now that gyms are going to be opening up in Arizona here, starting Monday, we'll be open here at our place, which is cool. Even with all the rules and restrictions, it's still nice to be able to let people come in and exercise, since we've let all this other horse shit stay open this whole time. That's not what this podcast is for. I don't want to get on a rant, but man, if you can be at the strip club, if you can go to the casino, if you can go to Dave & Buster's, and if you can go to like a kid's, trampoline house, you can go to the fucking gym, man. I mean, how insane has this been? You can go to the strip club and the casino, but you couldn't come to the gym. That's the world I've been living in here in Arizona. What a Twilight Zone-ish nightmare. But we'll be back Monday. Even with the rules, I'll be happy to see people. It'll be nice, and we just need to keep this train moving forward. We cannot do this closed down nonsense again while all the other places get to remain open. It really is arbitrary, subjective, and really is not, quote-unquote fair. Even though life is not fair, this is borderline, lunacy at best. However, we will be back, and if you want the probiotics, hit me up. So, as we talk about gut health and probiotics and immune system, they're all interconnected. And some of this info is going to be coming from the homies at Jaylab. Some of this is going to come from Healthline, and some of it's going to come from the people over at hopkinsmedicine.org, which is the John Hopkins page where they post a lot of their studies and a lot of their information. So if you value the opinion of medical people, I think John Hopkins is a decent place to go to. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So the first thing I want to touch on, does gut health affect your immune system? Yes, is the short answer. And since the balance of bacteria in your gut influences the balance of your immune system, an unbalanced, bacterial flora with, I guess I'll put it this way. If there's too many like opportunistic pathogens, that can shift your immune system and increase your inflammatory state, which can also be called like, leaky gut. If you guys have heard us in our cookbook that we sell, that we talk about that a lot in there. Basically, you have to have a balance. And if you're understanding gut health and your immune system are tied together, it's like how do they phrase it? It's like your second brain, because like gut health is tied to brain function too, which is crazy to think, but that's not me making shit up. That's science. You guys can look all this stuff up. So if we know our gut health is tied to our immune system, we know our gut health is tied to brain function, why are we not eating better? Why are we not taking probiotics? Why are we not feeding our body real food that heals our gut and lets it work at its optimal level? It's insanity what we've done. I don't want to get lost on topics because I've just been a little fired up lately of all the horse shit that I've been seeing go on out there. But you get all these people, these doctors on TV talking about wash your hands and do hand sanitizer, wear a mask, and socially distance. I'm all for that shit. You guys are the experts. I'm not in that. If you tell me that's what I need to do to keep other people safe, that's cool. Am I worried about dropping dead from some shit? I really am not. I can't live my life in fear. If something gets me, it gets me. That's life. I'll do all the steps you're saying, but not any of these, for lack of a better term, clown shoes are saying, hey, you guys got to get some sun. You guys got to exercise more. You guys got to fucking eat better. You guys have to take zinc. You have to take vitamin C. You have to take D. You have to take probiotics. Take your goddamn athletic greens. Like, get quality sleep. Don't stress so much. Take care of your gut. Take care of your brain. Take care of your body. Make your immune system as strong as fucking possible. And then wear a mask. Wash your hands. Put hand sanitizer on and stay away from large crowds of people. Then say that shit. Don't just say that and be like, okay, hey, you know what? Go to the store. You can only get, one thing of paper towels because people are going crazy, but you can buy 19 bags of fucking Doritos. That's insanity. You lost me there. You cared about people and you cared about them being healthy and you cared about them staying out of the hospital and all the other shit. This is for another podcast altogether, but I'm just getting worked up. The point I'm driving at is you can do all those things, but you have to be healthy. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your gut and your immune system. And that starts with you eating real food that's going to nourish your body, eating the things that are going to make, your gut even more efficient, and being in a healthy weight. Living a healthy lifestyle overall. Sorry, I'm losing my mind today. How much of your immune system is in your gut? This can go back and forth. I would say, based on the things I've seen, 70 to 80% of your immune system is residing in your gut. Your gut helps determine how you feel, physically and mentally most days. Obviously, there's outlying factors, stress and things, and you can get anxiety from making yourself feel crazy. But the relationship between good and bad bacteria is the secret to a healthier you. And that, my friends, lives in your gut. So if some places say 80%, some play 70% of the immune system is housed in your gut, you have to make sure your digestive system is in tip-top shape to addressing all the shit that is going on in your body. So you want good bacteria in your gut, and you don't want a bunch of just trash bacteria in your gut. So how do we fix our gut health, which is going to make our immune system be riding on all cylinders, since we know 70 to 80% of our immune system is in our gut. Yet we have failed in the last 6 months to have a conversation with people like, hey, if you want to be as healthy as possible and not get sick and not go to the hospital and be able to fight off viruses and bacteria and shit that comes your way, you got to fucking eat better. And you got to do these simple things. And it's all the same stuff I've said before. Eating real, whole, nutrient-dense, quality foods. Eating more fiber. Increasing your anti-inflammatory fats. Eliminating the foods that feed bad bugs and shit into your body. You also need to eat and drink more fermented foods. Feed your gut the good bacteria. Exercise regularly. Get sleep. All the same shit I've been saying forever. Now, if you want like the, 10 scientific ways, to increase your gut health. Probiotics, fermented foods, prebiotic fiber, eat less sugar, reduce your stress, avoid taking a shit ton of antibiotics all the time. Obviously, if you need a Z-Pack because you got something going on, obviously take it. Follow your doctor's recommendations. I'm just an idiot gorilla in a warehouse, but I'm giving you what I know. Get better sleep. Quit smoking. Really, really simple shit. But yet, we have failed to drill that home to the average American. Now, most of you listening out there, you guys are smarter than the average person, and I'm not putting you in that category. If you listen to me, you already know where a lot of this stuff is going, but you have to have good gut health if you want to have overall good health. It's just part of it. Yet many people are eating so poorly during this pandemic season of life. Many people have upped their alcohol consumption. They've ate more processed shit. They've exercised less. That's going to put you in a state of, probably low-grade depression. That's going to put you in a state of anxiety. That's only going to feed into your hormones being a little bit out of whack, which leads you to eat worse, drink more, and move less, which is a recipe for disaster. That's why I'm driving home so hard on this. So to cut to the chase, if we've already established bacteria are responsible for so much of our immune system, which lives in our gut, and we know that friendly bacteria is responsible for better digestion, production of B vitamins, production of vitamin K, production of helpful enzymes to clean your body of the dead and dying cells, secreting roughly 95% of your serotonin levels, and it builds a stronger, more powerful immune system. Why have we not had that conversation? Why is that not in every fucking news station all over the world? I don't know who can answer the question. I can't answer it. Maybe you guys can. It really is just baffling to me. So your body needs to have rich bacteria so you can burn fat, so you can improve your immune system, you can fight fatigue, hopefully increases libido per some studies, higher energy levels, eliminating the bloating, keep your menstrual cycles, as regular as possible, eliminate or at least, combat thyroid dysfunction and fight back against depression. All that stuff is tied to gut health. And if you want to look at the broad picture, if it's what happens, Jeremy, if my gut health is riding on high and I'm eating, quality foods that help my gut, perform at its optimal level, and I'm taking probiotics, I think you're going to age better. I think you'll have better brain health. I think you'll have better heart health. I think you'll lose weight at a clip that you want to. I think you'll have better bone health. And I guess I would ask people, what's the alternative? Well, you know what it is. It's being overweight. It's being unhealthy. It's feeling lethargic, bloated, constipated, irregular, and run down. And that's just insanity to me. So what can you do to have better gut health? You're probably confused at what to eat and what not to eat. Well, let me tackle this really quickly. I would urge you to pick up a free bottle of the probiotics that we're giving away. That's ideal. If you guys missed that, take Athletic Greens every single day. I can always send you a link for 20 free travel packs. And if you're really interested, I'll send you a link or a pack right to your front door. You can try it. I harp on this shit because I take it myself and I feel good. If I didn't feel this way, I couldn't talk this way. I couldn't come on here and pump out all this free shit that we give away for nothing. But it matters. And I see what it does here to people who buy into it. They become a different human. They move different, they talk different, they feel different, they're more active, they're healthier, they're a different human being. And I see the people who come in here bloated and defeated and feeling like shit and run down when they haven't been part of the program, when they haven't been part of what we're doing, when they haven't been feeding their body real food, when they've been drinking too much. They don't like who they are. And that's where it feeds into the anxiety and the depression of all the shit that's already going on. Hey, this is hard enough as it is. This season of life has been a kick in the nuts for me 27 fucking times. And if I didn't feel so healthy, It would be absolutely crippling. It would be terrible. I would probably want to cry half the days, and I would just feel like I wanted to just turtle up and just lay in the corner. And that's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for anybody. But because I've got kicked in the nuts 10 times, but I felt so good physically, I've been able to stay in the ring and withstand the punches. And that's why I say building up your immune system, getting your gut health on point, getting your T cells rocking, having your gut bacteria where it needs to be is the key. Because life is going to throw you 15 curveballs and shitty things are going to happen. But if you feel good physically, the way that you look, the way that you move, the way that you feel, the way that you think, your brain's functioning, your gut is functioning, you're recovering better, life is just a little bit easier. I've said this before. We get lost in a conversation about being healthy. And a lot of people do it for vanity reasons, at least to start, which is fine. Your body's your business card. I'm all for it. I like to look a certain way as well. Because we're all vain at the end of the day, at certain degrees. Some people are obsessed with it. Some people, don't give a fuck at all. I think there's a happy medium in there. I'm not obsessed with how I look, but I also don't want to look like a bag of shit. I think all of you listening probably fall into the category in the middle. With that said, it's how you feel every day. And if you feel good, the byproduct is you're going to look a certain way as well. It's just part of it. You get addicted to the positive results like you get addicted to anything else. And so I do believe probiotics are a key part of this because it can help you balance the friendly bacteria in your digestive system, which is key. Probiotics can help you guys prevent and treat diarrhea. Probiotics do support and improve mental health conditions. Again, I think now more than ever, we've gotten our own head, especially if you're watching news outlets, you've been furloughed or laid off for your job, maybe your kids are at home. You've got all kinds of shit you're dealing with. Why not make it a little bit easier on yourself and do something to make your body physically feel better? Because the point I'm driving at with all of that is life can suck sometimes, man. It just can. I still believe, even now, we're living in the greatest era, in the greatest time with the most opportunities, with technology and all the things we have. Albeit this is really fucking weird. What we've done is we've shit the bed on a lot of these protocols and the rules and the things we've done. But barring that, I do still believe we're living in the greatest time and the greatest era. And I do believe America is the greatest country for opportunity, even though it's just fucking weird right now. I still believe that. And with all that said, you're going to have problems. And life is going to, throw you a shit sandwich here or there. But it's a lot easier to eat the shit sandwich if you physically feel good and confident in your own skin and you have energy. And that's something you can control. I know the mental stuff is tough right now for certain people, but if you're eating the right things, if you're taking care of the physical machine, those things are easier to take on. And so that's why I talk about gut health, because if we know it's tied to your immune system, if you can fight off those things and you recover better and you sleep better and you're stronger and you're more mobile, I think you're going to be okay. And so with the probiotic talk, if we know it can keep your heart healthy, if we know it can help you guys reduce certain digestive orders, if it can help boost the immune system, which we've already touched on, and possibly help you, lose body fat and belly fat, I don't see why you wouldn't take them. Now, obviously we're giving away 150 free bottles, but if you're asking me, well, Jeremy, what foods do I eat? What foods don't I eat? The first one, yogurt, I think is ideal, and not the sugary packed bullshit you probably got as a kid, or like those little, what is it, yogurt or Go-Gurts, those little squeezable packets. Now, I don't know how terrible those are. I haven't eaten one, but they're like pink and purple and blue. I don't think that shit's real. Last time I checked, there aren't a lot of cows shitting out, purple yogurt, but I could be wrong. So I would say like the live yogurts are the best, and those are also an excellent source of what we would call like the friendly bacteria, also known as probiotics. But look out for the sugar-free stuff. I would say if you can, get the full fat versions and add your own fruit if you want. Obviously, the yogurt drinks can contain a high number of bacteria that are good for the gut, far more than you'd find like in the regular yogurt. But I would just be real mindful of the sugar content and where that comes from. Just try to get the basic stuff, and you can add your own stevia and cinnamon and fruit to it if you really need to sex it up. If normal yogurt is not your jam. Also, kefir is ideal. And again, I'm going to do a YouTube video on these foods, and I'm going to do an IGTV video as well, which you guys will see probably. If I got energy today, I'll do it tonight. Otherwise, I'll do it Sunday. And you guys, I'm going to probably try to do it tonight if I can. You guys will see it. But the kefir. Now, this is like a probiotic, essentially yogurt drink that is made by fermenting milk. And it is packed with legit bacteria. It originated, in like the mountainous regions of Asia and Europe, as well as Russia and I believe Central Asia as well. But it does make a great addition to smoothies and soups, or you can use it as a base for like salad dressing. You can even add like a little lemon juice and seasoning. Now, admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of the fermented stuff. It's just really not my jam. But my wife loves it, and I do. GT Synergies, I like a lot. I do love their kombucha. They make the grape flavored kombuchas. I wonder if I have some in the fridge with chia seeds in there, which is also great for gut health and the fiber and digestion. Now, the GT's makes a kefir drink that I wouldn't say necessarily tastes great, but you don't have to slam a lot of it. It's like taking a shot of Jaeger. Jaeger's probably a good example. It's like taking a shot of Goldschlager. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also not probably your favorite. And if you can take a shot of Goldschlager, you can take a shot of kefir. But in terms of gut health and building the immune system, I do think it's ideal. So if I ever don't feel ideal, or I'm going to travel, or I feel like I'm getting run down, I'll take super high doses of probiotics. I'll take the kombuchas. I'll drink like the bone broths, and I will slam the kefir as well. Because I just think if your gut is that responsible for your immune system, you need to be filling it with the best things possible. You can't abuse your body and treat it like a fucking dumpster in a landfill and think that it's going to be able to produce these amazing results. It's just nonsense. I talked to a lady the other day. She's an interior designer, and the example I gave her with eating is like, I'm like, look, you can go design it. She was doing a house actually in Coronado, San Diego. And most of the houses on Coronado, I think like my wife and I looked at one and was like, there's a house on Coronado, smaller than the house I live in. It was like 1,500 square feet, and their entire lot was like 3,500 square feet. It had no backyard, a little side yard, and like a front yard. And it was on B Avenue, if you've ever been to Coronado. And it was like, what was the house? 1.8 million? That's insane to me, right? But that's real estate in, San Diego, California, in a prime spot. That's what it costs. And I told her, I go, if you're redoing a house like that and you want to look a certain way, if you buy all the shit at Walmart and fill it, it's going to look like a Walmart house inside. Nothing wrong with that. I have nothing against Walmart. But if you buy the stuff at Crate and Barrel or like Restoration Hardware and you fill the house with that, that's what the house will look like. Those are two different things. One of them's a little bit lower quality, a lot cheaper, bulk. The other one's a little bit nicer, a little bit more close to custom, a little bit more probably what's fitting of a house that costs that much. That's how I look at the food you put in your body. If you buy the cheapest, most basic mass processed shit, or you buy real, better quality made, healthier, organic stuff, and fill your body with that, you're gonna get two different results. You're gonna look and move and feel two different ways. It's really that simple. The next on my list of foods, sauerkraut. Now, if you're from the Midwest and you guys eat brats, you probably thrown some kraut on that bad boy. Now, obviously getting a thick hearty bun, and you got your Johnsonville, beer brats and your cheese curds and your McGolden, throwing some sauerkraut on there maybe helps a little bit, but you can't, again, feed your body, even though that sounds amazing right now. I'll never get tired of the Midwest go-tos, even though I live out here now and you don't really see that anywhere. Today, I could sit down, you give me some brats, a little bit of mustard, some ketchup, I'll throw a little kraut on there too, why not? Maybe some pickles, some cheese curds, and give me a couple McGoldens, and I'm set, dude. I could easily be just like a skinny, fat, Midwestern, like, truck driver or something. I easily could do that for sure. It would not be that hard for me to fall into that lifestyle. Although my gut couldn't take it. I like that shit, man. I just do. Anyways, off topic. Sauerkraut is good for your gut. The finely chopped cabbage that has been fermented, known as sauerkraut. It's a great source of probiotics, fiber, vitamins. Best known is probably a German dish, if you will. But it exists in Eastern and Central Europe. Choose a product that has not been pickled in vinegar, as that does not have the same benefits. So it's delicious, served with, obviously, sausage, brats, if you will, and cheap, super easy to make at home if you want to. Sauerkraut is great for gut health. The next one, kimchi. Korean specialty fermented vegetables, brings the benefit of probiotics and bacteria along with vitamins and fiber. You can use it, to liven up dishes with meat, salad, eggs. Obviously popular, kimchi is a way that you say, I think, cheese when you have your photos taken. I think Koreans actually do that and say kimchi in the same way that we say cheese when they have their photos taken. Is that real? I'm reading this right now. What website is this? Is this Healthline? That's crazy. Pretty cool. Fun fact for everybody at home. I actually went to dinner at this funky place just a couple years ago with my boy Dave and Jacqueline. And it's like Dave's more of a foodie than I am for sure. And Heather and I went out with Dave and Jacqueline, and we had there were kimchi waffles. They actually weren't bad, but was it kimchi? I think it was kimchi chicken and waffles, actually. And I'm expecting like Roscoe's or something, or Lulu's. It was not that, but they were okay. I'm not a huge kimchi fan. Again, my wife loves the fermented stuff. She certainly is. Next thing, almonds have some good probiotic properties. Again, they're ideal for the gut bacteria. They're high in fiber, full of fatty acids, and obviously the polyphenols. So a handful of almonds is easy to throw into anything, and they're easy nut to throw in for gut health. And I think most people are familiar with almonds. You can put them in anything, oatmeal, your salads, or just eat like a handful, which I think is fine. I like the flavored ones. Who makes them? Blue Diamond makes like the wasabi ones. Those are like crack, man. I'm super addicted to those. But almonds are great. Also, olive oil is ideal. Gut bacteria and the microbes like a diet filled of fatty acids and the polyphenols. And these are obviously found in olive oils. Studies have shown that it can help reduce gut inflammation. So if you use it for salads, drizzle it on cooking vegetables. Some studies have also found that olive oil can be beneficial to easing indigestion problems and can also prevent, or can it prevent? I guess it's saying that olive oil has like the probiotic properties and can benefit your pancreas through lowering the requirement of producing digestive enzymes. That's crazy. So some studies have shown that olive oil can be beneficial in easing indigestion problems and can also benefit your pancreas through lowering its requirement to produce digestive enzymes. I did not know that. For olive oil at our house, I'll cook eggs in them sometimes, otherwise I go coconut oil. Anytime we do salmon, I always do it in olive oil for sure. We throw salmon on the grill, but always put a little bit of olive oil on that bad boy too. And I'm a huge fan. Obviously, you can get the organic, not super refined shit. That would probably be ideal. I remember when we were in Italy, I ate pizza and drink beer every day. But in Italy, the olive oil is just like, it's everywhere. It's like water for them. They put it with everything. They just give it to you with some bread. And that bread just kind of sops up that oil. You throw that bad boy in there, and that's like legit. We're on took a little boat cruise from, where were we? Sorrento to Capri, the island. And I remember the guy, it was his boat, and like everything was fresh there. Like the limoncello he made at his house. The tomatoes were from his mom's garden, and even the olive oil too on everything was just like legit. But that's off topic, like most of today's podcast. But olive oil is super helpful for you guys for gut health. And like I mentioned before, the kombucha, my wife likes the Kavitas, which are like a probiotic drink. She likes the lemon cayenne pepper ones. I like the GT's kombuchas. She'll drink those too, not as much as I do, but I definitely do love the grape ones. And obviously, if we're talking kombucha, on the same sentence, water is obviously ideal for gut health. That's why I always say, stay hydrated. But kombucha is like this fermented tea that is full of good bacteria. A lot of the kombuchas are sharp. They have like the vinegary taste. But again, depending on which ones you get, it can be refreshing if you get the ones with like the fruit and the spices. That's why I mentioned the grape one I like. They make like a blackberry, a cherry, but I do think the grape is by far the best. It also, a lot of people will put kombuchas as the base of their cocktails. We actually have a YouTube video where I do like a Moscow Mule, but I do it with, I like the Sprite Zero. I have no problem with doing a little bit of diet soda. That's me. You can comment and say I'm an idiot if you want, but I'm one of the healthier humans you probably know, so I don't see the issue in it in moderation. I'll do like a Sprite Zero. We'll do the GT's Synergy. They have a gingerade kombucha. We'll put that in there with ice and like, your Tito's or something. And that's like a healthier way to do a cocktail, and you're getting something for your gut health too. Obviously, don't drink booze and, till you puke and pee your pants, but in moderation, I think it's fine. So we do, instead of doing the ginger beer, we definitely do the Gingerade GT's kombucha for any Moscow Mules we make at our house. And I honestly think they taste way better than any of the ones we get at any bar or restaurant, but just my opinion. Next on the list, Brussels sprouts are ideal. Obviously, they contain fiber, good bacteria, and they're just tasty. If you throw them with a little bit of garlic and bacon in a dish, boom. Who doesn't love bacon Brussels sprouts? You're weird if you don't. Next one, bananas. One of nature's handiest, healthiest snacks. We call them yellow candy bars here. They're full of fiber and good bacteria, and they also contain tons of healthy minerals. And if you like bananas, who doesn't like a banana and peanut butter, or a banana and chocolate, or banana and something? So sometimes when you have like your cheat meals or treat meals, you don't have to just eat processed horse shit. Get a banana and some peanut butter. That's great. Get a rice cake with a banana and peanut butter. Ideal. Get an Ezekiel muffin and throw a little banana on that bad boy, and peanut butter and some dark chocolate. Now you're crushing it, getting a bunch of vitamins, minerals, proteins, and also something that's good for your gut. That makes you feel like you're having, a super sweet treat, even though it's good for you. So everything doesn't have to be just cookies, cakes, and ice cream horseshit, which again, in moderation, that stuff's fine. But these are all healthy things you can throw into your life to keep your immune system, your gut health running at high, and also enjoy what you're eating. Killing multiple birds with one stone. Next two on my list, before I let you kids go today. Garlic, which if you're like me, I do love garlic, especially if it's done right. Garlic, with its antibacterial and antifungal properties, can help keep bad gut bacteria under control and help balance the yeast in your gut. Using it as a flavoring to multiple dishes, the properties within garlic act as a fuel source to allow the bacteria to do their job, which overall improves your gut function. Easy, simple, cheap. You can throw it on a lot of stuff, and garlic just makes almost everything better. And the last one on my list, we're talking a ginger. Now, my wife loves ginger, super addicted to it. I'll say this, I have not ate in a restaurant this entire year. It is almost September, and I have not ate inside a restaurant this entire year. As crazy as that sounds, early in the year, we were on our journey to pay off our house, obviously, so I was being what I like to call fiscally responsible. My wife probably calls it cheap, but who's laughing now, right? She thanks me every day. But I had not been out to a restaurant in the beginning part of the year because we're paying off our house, basically taking every free dollar we had and just throwing it at it. And most of you guys know listening, we paid off our house a month before the pandemic started. So if you believe in God, source energy, the universe, unicorn tears, Santa Claus, Batman, whatever it is, thank them, because it kind of worked out for us in our favor. You know, even though this is a shit season of life, I feel like I'm the luckiest unlucky person in that regard. But the restaurant I went out to, the only restaurant I went out to before this was this place called Lon's at the Hermosa Inn, which is a beautiful place here in Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, if you ever get to go. High-end food, it's amazing, but it's outside. Or they do have inside, but we actually sat outside. And I did that in February, kind of like our pre-celebration for paying off our house and like Valentine's Day kind of all rolled into one. Oddly enough, that was the last time I really got a chance to do it, but I haven't eaten inside this entire year, which is just crazy to me. And I really don't know what the point of me sharing that story was, but it just dawned on me that I had not done that yet. But what I was driving at was when my wife and I go out for like sushi, which I don't even remember the last time we went out to sushi was, or this little place here in Scottsdale, Phoenix called Toddy's, Tooties, and Toddy is the name of the lady who owns the restaurant. It's like a little Asian place. They do everything. They have kind of all the mixes of food. They used to have sushi. I don't think they do anymore. I love their pho, actually. Then they have like, there's these toddy rolls, they're like, you know, Thai lettuce wraps and these chicken wraps and things like that. Great food. And mom and pop place, very affordable, very chill. We usually go there when we're kind of scrubbed out on like a stressful day, and it's us and like all we call the white hair people, all the older snowbirds typically go there. We usually eat there like in the wintertime. But the point of me sharing all that, when we would do sushi and they would bring the ginger, my wife would like crush all of it. I'd take like one little piece and she would just destroy it because she loves ginger so much. She's highly addicted to it. And ginger happens to be one of the best things for your gut health. I told that whole roundabout random story, and that's what brought me to ginger. My brain, see how my brain works? Just like this crazy connection of, you know, just gorilla brain syndrome going on. However, fresh ginger can help in the production of stomach acid and stimulate the digestive system to keep food moving through your gut, which I think is ideal because nobody wants to be constipated and feel like a bloated, gross, lethargic human. So adding fresh grated ginger to your soups or stews or smoothies or stir fries is pretty simple to do. And you can also pour boiling water onto grated ginger to make a refreshing tea. We also have like the ginger teas at our house. My wife just kind of likes to eat it from there, especially if you're doing sushi and you're into, you know, wasabi and the soy sauces. It is a nice thing to kind of clean the palate if you want to navigate from like, you know, one sushi roll to the next, or if you're kind of mixing things as you go. So again, all super simple stuff. All things that are readily available at all of your grocery stores, things you guys can throw into your day. On top of that, the only things I really didn't mention, I do like to do like a bone broth, the organic ones. There's a million brands out there. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Kettle and Fire does one. Theirs is expensive, but it does taste good. There's a lot of organic ones out there that are fresh and I think ideal. And again, you guys know me. I take Athletic Greens every single day. I take the Jaylab probiotics every single day. I do take chia seeds almost every single day. Right now in this season of life, I haven't ate as much oatmeal in certain things. Not that there's anything against it, I just haven't because of schedule and life. And it's like 180 degrees here. It's hot as balls. So it's like the last thing I want to do is eat like this piping ass hot oatmeal when I get home and I'm like, you know, sitting in a wet sweat diaper. But chia seeds are great for that. And I'm just a fan of anything that can make you healthier. I really can't drive home enough the fact of it's important. It just really is. And I know all of you listening know that. I don't think you listen to a podcast called the Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast and not think you're going to get a dose of like how to be healthy and happy and put yourself in the best position to be successful. And I know all of you know that, yet we spend so much time doing other things. And I get it. You got kids and a career and life and all these things are going on, but why not take care of yourself to the best of your ability? Why not put your body in the best position to be successful, to do the things that you want it to do? Like if you want your body to burn fat, feed your body the right shit. Like if you want to improve your immune system, you have to have good gut health. If you want to fight fatigue, you can't just feed it booze and processed shit all the time. Like if you want to have better energy levels, if you don't want to be as bloated, if you want to keep your thyroid functioning and help your body fight against depression, anxiety, and all these things. If we know gut health and brain function are connected, if we know gut health and immunity are connected, why are we not eating better? Why are we not doing some basic research or listening to a podcast like this that's basically just harping on that the entire time? It blows my mind. You want to be filling your body with rich bacteria that can help you do all the things you want it to do. Yet we're going to not take probiotics. We're not going to eat gut healthy foods, and we're just going to drink 14 alcoholic drinks a week and then eat processed shit. And then maybe exercise hard sometimes, half-assed sometimes, and get shitty sleep. You can't be doing that. And so I know this is a podcast on just gut health, but all of these things are interconnected. They truly are. I don't think you can really just focus on one and think you're going to get all the massive results. I really think you have to put all of the pieces into play. And so if you can start with gut health, I think it's ideal. And again, I say it because it matters that much to me. The gut health one to me, and this is real quick, I'll let you guys go. It probably matters more than a lot of the other ones because I was once in a place where I felt so shitty. Like I felt so sick at one point in my life. I felt so ill. I felt so defeated and hopeless and depressed and, admittedly, borderline suicidal because I'm like, I feel so shitty physically. I don't know if I can live my fucking life. I don't know if this is worth being here anymore. And I would lay on the bathroom floor in like a fetal position, just like with stomach cramping and digestive issues and just crying and just like feeling like just a complete piece of shit. Like, what the fuck can I do? And a long story short, it took me revamping everything I fucking ate to get to this point. Starting from zero, okay, you can eat this, you can't eat this. And doing the homework. It took me getting sick and having all the gifts stripped away from me to really take it serious. And I don't want any of you to be there. And if you're living in a body right now that doesn't feel good, that doesn't feel regular, that doesn't feel healthy, that doesn't feel energetic, I'm telling you, you don't have to do that shit. You don't have to put up with that shit. You don't have to keep putting yourself through this fucking process. And I know it's a hard cycle to break, but Jesus fucking Christ, like you have to break the cycle of it. At some point, you're going to find yourself a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, saying the same shit and being in a deeper hole, feeling even fucking worse, have done more damage than you had to do. I was just lucky enough to fuck up and feel sick and abuse my body early enough to where, yeah, mentally I could fight through it, but internally I couldn't. My body was just like, what the fuck, dude? We can't take this anymore. And I just didn't like the feeling of being sick. I couldn't fight through that anymore. And even as, stubborn as I tried to be, my body couldn't make it. And when you get to the point where you have intestinal ulcers and you're shitting blood and you have these things, it's like, well, okay, dumbass, maybe drinking 20 beers, chewing a can of tobacco and eating a pizza isn't the right life choice to make anymore. And that's where I was at. You don't have to be there. And if you're lucky enough to have not, had to go through all the shit that I went through, the colonoscopies and all the shit, you're in a great place. Don't get to the place where I was at early on in life. Don't get to a place where you have to really start over. Just today, listening to me, stop drinking as much booze. Grab a free bottle of probiotics. Fucking send them to you for nothing. Eat real food. Throw in some of the things I listed that are better for gut health. Drink water. Get quality sleep. And exercise. That's it. If you can start to do some of those things, you can start to be leaner, be healthier, be happier. And from there, the rich get richer. It only builds on itself because you get addicted to the positive results just like you do anything else. And I share that for the fact of I don't like feeling shitty. That's what drives all of this stuff. Fuck what I look like and, having abs and being ripped and muscular and however you define me or think I look like, that shit's all cool. I just like to feel good. And I'll share this with you because I'm completely transparent. We went with some friends a couple weeks ago up in northern Arizona and stayed in an A-frame cabin, which, I'm a huge fan of log cabin living. I've binged on every episode during the pandemic. It's one of the only things that made me feel good and not super fucking depressed every day. And you know, I think one day we'll maybe buy a log cabin if the world can roll right. I'll never take a loan on it again, so I'm buying it straight cash. And that's one of our goals, because I think that would bring us a lot of, and I'm not even talking about investment stuff, just it would just bring us joy and happiness being, you know, away from the normal day-to-day life, which I love my life for sure. I don't want to get away from it, but it's just nice sometimes to get out of your routine and kind of unplug-ish, if you will. Even though I for sure need to have Wi-Fi just to have it. But I digress. I was there with some friends and we were hanging out, and rarely do I do this. One of our buddies, we're just drinking whiskey for sure. And I don't drink often. And if I do, I've been really good with self-control. Usually if I do something now, I'll drink a beer because it's more filling. It takes longer to drink, and I'm not willing to be bloated. But you know how it goes sometimes when you're with friends, and these are only really the two friends we've hung out with during this, and we're drinking the what is it, the 1792 whiskey? I think it's the same people that make Buffalo Trace, but it's damn good whiskey. And I had way too many whiskeys that night. It's a couple weeks ago, and this is how my body is. I feel fine during the whole time. I was up way too late, so I was up to like just past midnight, which mistake number one. If I stay up to past midnight, even in general, I feel like a bag of shit the next day. So fatal mistake number one. And two, I probably drank, you know, if I have a whiskey now, it's like I'll do one and I'll call it quits. But if it's good and I'm just in the mood, man, I have this addictive personality. I go from 0 to fucking like 7, 8 whiskeys in a second. And I had way too many. And I mean, I woke up the next morning at like 4 a.m. just a fucking mess. Like, and you know what I'm talking about? Like, if you drink like a Lagavulin, like a lot of it, whiskey, you're gonna feel, it's gonna fuck you up, man. And the next day I'm up at 4 and I'm so dehydrated. I just feel like nauseous the whole day. My stomach is just a wreck. And I felt shitty the whole day. I did not feel good until probably 6 o'clock that night, and that was the first time I ate, about 6:20 that evening. I didn't eat the whole day, just drank water and Powerade Zeros, went outside hiking, did whatever to sweat, and I just felt like a piece of shit. And I finally felt good later that day, and that was the first time in a couple years that I realized, man, like, this is what feeling shitty feels like. Like, this is what feeling less than ideal feels like. This is what having stomach cramps or being, you know, I probably took like 4 shits that day too by 6 in the morning. Like you shit every 40 minutes because you're drinking water and coffee, and it's just like the booze poops, you know, they're terrible. But I just felt crappy, man. And so I'm sitting there, I don't feel as energetic. I don't want to talk. I don't want to, you know, go hiking. I don't want to do anything. And you start thinking about all the shit that's going on. Like the gyms are closed, my wife's furloughed, like all this shit. You think about that on top of physically not feeling good, and it just made it for a really shitty day for me. It just made it for like not a fun day. And I sat there, you know, I took a nap, I woke up, started to feel a little bit better. I'm just like, God, I couldn't imagine living a life where my body doesn't feel good. I couldn't imagine how depressing it would be to feel not healthy, not energetic, to have a stomach ache, or to be bloated, or to be constipated on top of all the normal life problems. I share that story with you guys because I think a lot of people that are listening could make their life easier for themselves if they just put a little bit of effort in taking better care of their physical body. I believe that. It just makes life fucking easier. It just does. And that's the takeaway. I want you guys all to have the strongest immune system possible. So if you run across a virus or something, your body can fight it off. And maybe you won't even know you got it. Or if you get sick, you're sick for like 1 or 2 days and not for 3 weeks. And if you're overweight, I want you to get into a healthy weight, because we know, especially during this season of life, the people that are affected the most, the ones that have comorbidities, the people that are overweight, the people that are already, you know, dealing with some shit. This is just compounding the problems on your system. I don't want you to have to live in that shit box. And it took that day for me to be like, okay, you know what? Next time we hang out with these 2 friends, maybe just have a beer or 2. Not 10 fucking whiskeys, dumbass. It's like, God, it's like when you're in college, you do that too. It's like you drink way too much and you're at home like hugging the toilet praying to God that it can be over, or just that you just basically feel like you want to die, and you're puking into the toilet on a Thursday night, and you're like, I'll never do this again. And then Saturday rolls around and your dumbass is doing it again. At least at this stage in my life, it's very, very rare that I ever do it. That's why I tend to, if I do drink alcohol, I tend to try to drink things I don't really like that much. Like, I don't mind beer, other than McGolden, which they don't even serve it in the state. So I don't ever drink it. But if I do have a beer, it's like, it's okay. But it's filling. I don't slam it because I don't love it. It has to be super cold. I'm really picky with it. And I'm like, I'll drink one. I'm like, I'm okay. And even if I drink like a couple beers, like, it doesn't really do anything to me. But the hard alcohol, the whiskey, bro, like, I can still put them down. I got this genetic gift from my old man. Thanks, Perry Scott, for nothing. And but man, the recovery part of it is not the same, and my gut is not used to it for sure. It just wreaks fucking havoc on it. And that's how I feel a lot of people are kind of living life, like just doing a lot of damage to their body that doesn't have to be done. And you might be conditioned to it at this point, but you're only conditioned to feeling like shit. And if I could reach into my body and make you feel physically how I feel every day in terms of the energy and the mobility and just the recovery and how much natural, juice is running through my body, I think you would see pretty quick the importance of taking probiotics, eating these foods, throwing in the greens, getting sleep, and exercising, because it matters, man. It really does. And that's why I harp on it the way that I do. I wouldn't put on all this free shit if I didn't give a fuck about it. I wouldn't. That's why I said, like, during this, it's been hard because I haven't been able to talk to as many people in person, and all the public speaking I do and the events and things, like, those things haven't happened because of the COVID shit. And it sucks because you miss it and you realize, like, wow, I really am passionate about this and I really do give a fuck because it's changed my life and I know it can change other people's. And so that's why I'll still do the podcast, because it matters, man. When you can, it's like you're in the Matrix, right? Like red or blue pill. And when you really actually get unplugged from the shit, you're like, wow, this is what feeling healthy feels like. Shit, dude, I'm never going back to this. And when you do have the random day where you eat like shit or you drink too much, you're like, fuck, that's what I used to deal with every weekend. That's what I used to feel like most of the days of the week. Oh, that's fucking terrible. I don't ever want to go back to that shit. That's what this life is. And if you have good gut health, if you have a strong immune system, that's, kind of like the foundation of the house that you're trying to build. And everything kind of builds from there. If we know gut health and the immune system, if your gut is about 70-80% of your immune system, you got to start taking better care of it, especially now. With all the things I listed, on top of the D, the zinc, the C's, the athletic greens, probiotics, all that shit, real food is always the base. Those things are like the sprinkles on top. And take that for what it's worth. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I know this podcast probably made 50% sense, which is probably better than most. I'm happy to do it for you guys. And again, it matters. It really does. So take it serious. And if you do that, it just makes life easier all around, regardless of all the curveballs that are coming your way. So again, a reminder, my homies at Jaylab are giving away 150 free bottles of probiotics to the first 150 peeps who hit them up. You can find the link in my Instagram bio right now. It'll be on my Instagram stories. You can email me, DM me quickly. It is August the 29th right now. And the link is jeremyscottfitness.jaylabpro.com/probiotics. If that is still live right now, you can pick up that. Just pay for the shipping. They'll send you a month's worth of probiotics for free. I don't know any other companies or any other fitness people who are doing that, so that is what I'm trying to get for you guys. And again, I'll keep fighting for free shit and good offers and front-end deals to get you guys discounts and hookups on anything I can. And once we're back here in the gym and doing normal stuff, I'll try to do some giveaways and other free things to help make your life a little bit better as a kind of a thank you for listening to the podcast, supporting it, and sharing it with friends and family, because I truly do appreciate it. I really do. And if you happen to be on iTunes right now, stop. Don't be a lazy ass. Go to your podcast app, scroll your finger all the way down, click 5-star, leave me a couple sentences. I appreciate it. And obviously share this with a friend or family member who is okay with listening to a crazy person rant for an hour about gut health and how vital and important it is to your life. Because maybe if they can get past my craziness, they'll integrate some of these things and they'll live a healthier life, and it'll make them feel better and move better. And that's what, I think all this is about. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm sweaty. You guys sit down watching Cops. But I got to go work out right now. So thank you sincerely. I'll be back on the podcast again tomorrow with Heather. We're going to go over kind of our weekend, where our life is currently. And then I think she has one like 31 tips to be, I don't know, amazing or something like that. I don't know. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But thank you guys. I appreciate you. If you got questions on the probiotics or any other supplements for that matter, or gut health foods or immune system and gut health, I'm happy to answer them. If you're watching on YouTube, again, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Again, if you're not subscribed to the Jeremy Scott Fitness YouTube page, please do that. Over 1,200 videos, all for free when you subscribe, as well as all the podcasts that we make here. So until next time, eat well, train hard, be nice to people, and please, you guys, keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy, because your life is too short not to. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.